Hi everybody, we're back. This is Debbie-ducic with GutZy Women, and I am here today with Tisha Cassada and Kimberly Schaub of That's Natural. And we have been having a great discussion about young women starting up businesses, the kind of technology that they're using in their businesses or not, and whether they actually did have a fear and frustration of technology and they're just overcoming that because they know that if they want to grow their businesses, that's what they're going to have to do. So I'm going to ask them right now what kind of technologies they are using in their business at this point.
Well, right now, both of us have a website, and then I've just established a Ning and a MySpace and that type of thing, and as well as a podcast. I have my first podcast going now, which I'm trying to get Kimberly to hop on. But that's really the most we've done, and I know I, for That's Natural, want to do a whole lot more with the podcasting and video.
And video, absolutely. Yeah. That's a biggie, right?
Definitely.
You were talking, Kimberly, about that you finding Gmail chat?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Tell us about that.
Tisha and I both have Gmail accounts in addition to our business accounts, and mostly kind of a personal email account, but...
And they're free, right?
They are free.
Gmail is free.
And Gmail has a system on there where you can chat with other Gmail users, very much like any of those other online chat programs.
Right.
It's instantaneous, it's free, and it's a fun way for us to get business taken care of because she'll be working on a project, I'll be working on a project, and we can instantly text a question to each other. You don't have to pull out your cell phone or load another program. Mm-hmm. It's already right there.
Right.
We take care of a lot of late night conversations that way because people in our apartment may not want us talking on the phone at late hours.
Right.
So it's a really convenient way to share information. It's something that I'm trying to teach my mom right now to do. And I've texted her before on the chat because she also has Gmail. And you won't see anything for a second, and then she'll call my cell phone and say, "What do I do? This has popped up." It's like, "Mom, that's me." Just move the mouse over there, click, type something, hit enter. And she's loving it. She's having a lot of fun with it. She'll text message me, "I'm calling you now."
Right.
It's like, mother. But it's fun, and it takes away a lot of the fear that you can have with getting familiar with online communication. Mm-hmm. That it's not impersonal. That it's not something you just reply all to everybody, but it can actually be a personal connection. Yeah. I've gotten to the point where Tisha and I are familiar with each other's way of typing, which is full of typos. And I can see us.
Not me.
Yeah. But I can see how we're typing and how we talk. Mm-hmm. And it's fun that way.
Uh-huh. It's very cool. It's really good.
Well, and really, they brought up a very good point because, as you can see, this is not scripted. This is something that it is, spur of the moment. We're having a conversation here. And it just makes it so much more, I think you get a lot of good information. Maybe you'll learn about some things that you didn't know about before, and maybe you'll be inspired that if we're using those kind of things, that you can do that too. One of the neat things that I have found is that mothers do look at their kids to teach them about technology. And that's a great thing. The only problem is sometimes the kids have no interest. And they, "Oh, Mom, just, my kids are that way." But this will give you another option when you can find places like GutZy Women and to come to and find out those kind of things and how to learn and those kind of things. In fact, I remember when I was in Next Internet Millionaire, we were sitting around, we got to meet with Rick Raditz, and we got to have a one-on-one conversation about each of our businesses. And when I told him what GutZy Women was about, he said, "No, really? There's that many women out there that are scared?" Now, first of all, that blew me away. But Laura, who was sitting on the floor, said, "Yes, and Debbie, if I had known that that's exactly what you were doing, I would have sent my mom and sisters over to you a long time ago because they're driving me nuts."
I suppose you probably get a lot of phone calls too, just because you run a paper, and I know a lot of people ask me questions. "Oh, how do I format these things?" I'm thinking,
right.
I don't know, but I know Tisha.
Right, and I've just learned by word of mouth. Like listening to other people is how I've learned. I didn't get that.
And what was your strategy for podcasting?
Well, I was really, really scared. It took me, I've been talking about podcasting for over a year now, and it took me until last week when I finally said, okay, I'm going to pay somebody to just help me learn this, because once I learn, then I'm going to be okay. But until I get somebody to come in here and help me, I'm not going to do it.
Hold your hand and take you through step by step to give you encouragement. Absolutely. So now how many podcasts have you done? Or have you just gotten it set up?
Technically, 2.
Okay.
And one of them is on air now, and the other one I have hidden from the public. I didn't know it was recording. It's just me and Patty talking back and forth. So technically just one, and I have another one scheduled, and I'm going to try and figure out how I can work it into my routine so that I can be consistent.
Right.
Because that's very, very
That's
important.
very important, not only with podcasting, but with any kind of video or social networking. In order for it to work, it has to be consistent, and otherwise you just sort of get lost in the shuffle.
Yep.
So now you're doing podcasting, you got a website. What are some of the other things that you think that you need to do in 2008?
Well, Tisha and I have brainstormed a lot of ideas as far as now we're going to do special articles online through podcasting and through video, kind of making an additional connection to the consumer. Educational for kind of a follow-through for the newspaper, and to cover topics that are better covered on camera than just through writing.
And for Kimberly's business with Thrive Lifestyle, she does a lot of cooking for people. And so, although we can write about it in the paper, it's going to be really exciting to actually do cooking shows.
It's a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, you got to do some videos of you cooking and talking about why it's so healthy and what you can do to eat healthy. That would be great.
Yes,
Absolutely. Because then those people who really are looking to better their health and their lifestyles are going to be coming to you.
And see her face to face and actually see the action.
Yeah.
You know, which is so
And
important.
because you're going to be putting those online, you're going to reach a much larger audience.
Right. And we're much more touchable, I guess, in the sense compared to cable television, because we're here, we're sitting on Debbie's couch, and we're talking one-on-one, and people can email us, and there's an instant connection.
Right.
It's very personal.
And that's what I know. We had this whole conversation with David School and Frank Klein about the amazing thing about Web 2.0 is the fact that now you are having that interaction, whereas back in Web 1.0 it was you have the website, you tell the people what you've got, your wares, you open up the shop, and you know, in order for them to ask you questions, it pretty much either had to be a phone call or an email. Now there's all kinds of different options, and that just opens up a whole new area. And then the other thing that it does by doing the podcasting and the video is that now they know who you are.
They can connect to you.
Right.
See you in the eyes.
That's
Your
right.
character.
Oh dear.
So if you were going to come to GutZy Women, and you wanted to find out, like, let's say that we're setting up a consult, and you came to me and you said, okay, this is what I'm doing so far. What would you be looking to us to help you with?
I think one big thing for both of us is integrating so that you can develop one, like for me, one storyline, and I can put it in the publication, I can put it on the website, I can put it on a blog, I can put it in a podcast, and how you can integrate that so that you save time, but you can get so much more information out there
and touch so many more lives with it.
Right.
And one of the things that I was having a conversation with the gal that's my graphic designer, who designed my wonderful logo that I love, is that when you're integrating, as you guys are talking about, that the graphics part of it, your colors, your logo, the whole look and feel of everything that you do is branded you.
Yep.
So that's going to end this one. I think we have a lot of good information from these young gals. I admire them so much for getting out there and being gutsy women. And we'd like to see more of you young ones out there join us. Thank you very much. This is Debbie-ducic with GutZy Women. See you next time.